something that really bothers me is wasting fish, and particularly fish that I have caught and prepared for dinner. And I don't know, it just seems like a shame that you've taken these fish from the waterway, and I just hate to see them thrown in the garbage. But battered fish, which is one of my very favorite fish dinners, as well as the rest of the family, is something that just really isn't good heated up the next day. So I recently came up with this recipe for something to do with your leftover battered fish, and it is super, super good. You can just throw them in the fridge that night and make this the next day. It's really simple, and it's just an awesome way to use that fish. And the first thing you do, as you see here, is I just have pulled the breading all off. I've put it in a bowl, and now we just want to shred the fish. I started with a fork here, but found it was easier to just use my hands. And now all we want to add, we're going to be adding some sour cream and some mayonnaise. So for every cup of fish that you have, you want to add 2 tablespoons of sour cream and 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. Now if we find this is still a little dry in the end, we can add a little bit more, which I do at the end of this, but that's a good base. Then we're going to take some spring onion, and we're really just doing this to our own taste. Here I think I've got 4 or 5 that I've cut up. I've got a little more than a cup of fish in there, and we just chuck those in. And in this case, I've just give this a really good mixing up with a fork. This is also helping shred the fish at the same time. And I try a little bit of it and find that I think we just need a little bit more spring onion. So just went after a little bit more spring onion. Add that to the bowl, and then just continue to mix that up until it's fully mixed. And we also want to add some salt and pepper to taste. I've added a little bit more sour cream, a little bit more mayonnaise here, because we don't want it to be super wet, but we want it to just have a bit of moisture, just a little bit more like a dip than a pate. Now once we're finished making the dip, we want to put it in the refrigerator for at least 24 hours, but ideally would leave it in there for 48 hours. I don't know what it is about this dip, but it just seems to get better and better the longer it's in the refrigerator. You certainly can try it just to confirm it's sort of close to your taste, but what you'll find is after leaving it in the fridge for 24 to 48 hours, the flavors for some reason just really come together, and that's when this dip is at its best. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.